Hello everyone, this is Susie Beiler. Welcome back. Welcome to this channeling video. I wanted to remark on the last video where you guys saw me in an emotional reaction after the channeling. Because what happens is, as I'm channeling and the information is coming through, I need to be so present with that I can't be emotionally responsive. And so after I came out of the channeling, then all the emotion came forth. And so I just want to let everyone know I'm fine. I'm good. I'm enjoying life. Life is beautiful. I'm not disappointed that the big wave didn't come in. In fact, a lot of what Max and I have been feeling is the intensity still of the smaller waves that came in for us. So definitely things have shifted into a different paradigm. I feel it. I'm hoping that you feel it. And I just also wanted to say a special thank you to all of you sweet beings who just posted such beautiful supportive comments on YouTube. I appreciate you. I love you. And we do have more questions, so let's get into this video. As always, I encourage you to be discerning for yourself, to see what resonates with you or not, to take the information that serves you and work with that. And thank you for joining us today.
Are you really Prime Creator speaking through Susie?
Dear ones, many would like to make their interpretations based upon their perceptions, and this is okay. And yes, it is I, Prime Creator. Some of you say, I am a lower vibrational being trying to trick or deceive. Some of you say, this is an aspect of Susie's higher self. And what will happen is that each being will interpret based on their understanding and their perception. And so I do affirm that yes, it is I, Prime Creator, speaking through this channel.
Is there anything to assist people wishing to understand and feel that, how they can do so?
Yes, dear ones. The most important thing is to continue to do your inner work, to raise your vibrations and frequencies. For the higher your frequency and vibration, the easier it is to discern and to feel and know the truth. Those operating in lower frequencies will have a different perception of who I am. Those operating in higher frequencies will be able to feel the truth more easily. And so it is always the same for each one. Continue your inner work. Continue to do what it takes to raise your vibrations and frequencies.
Can you tell us anything about the twin soul grid?
This is a concept that many have understood. In order to describe what happens with attraction to another soul, the male aspect and the feminine aspect, to clarify the sacred masculine and the divine feminine, have been represented by this concept of twin flames or twin souls. Many have spoken and even written about this concept, that the original spark of the feminine and masculine split apart and then manifested or incarnated into different beings. And when these beings came together, there was this twin flame relationship. What is important to understand now in this new paradigm, and this has been evolving for quite some time now, is that you are your own twin flame. Meaning that you are now the merge of your sacred masculine and divine feminine. And so as you awaken to these balanced aspects of yourself, you will come into an understanding that you are your own twin soul or twin flame. For many beings now are in that space where they are able to come into full balance and merge their divine feminine and sacred masculine aspects. And yes, you may continue to have experiences of drawing into your awareness and into your experience the complement. If you are female, you will attract the masculine and vice versa. You may continue to have these experiences where you experience another soul and feel as if it is that divine complement to your own soul. However, this is only possible when you merge your own aspects and come into balance in your masculine and feminine.
Can you give any information about the hieroglyphic-like artifacting in some of the photographs taken of the blood moon?
Yes, dear one. In a direct conversation with the photographer, we spoke about how these images are now allowed to come forth and come through. For those who are resonant with the dimension from which they came, these images serve to awaken the remembering of who they are. These images are from 9th and 10th dimensional frequencies, your star brothers and sisters, as this channel likes to call them. We're able to pierce the veil on the night of the blood moon, and now have a pathway to communicate through these images. And so, if you are able to view these images, if you see them and if they resonate with you, it means that you are one that is part of this family. For these images represent new technologies that will be emerging on your planet. Many have already been working on these technologies, but many more will remember their gifts and these codes to assist bringing these technologies onto the planet. And so if you look at these images and they resonate with you, you are one that has much to offer in this regard.
Some future technologies have been written about quite recently that it is now safe to start producing them. Can you give more information about this?
Yes, dear ones. Many of you have longed to experience what you know is possible regarding teleportation and telekinesis, dematerializing and re-materializing, working outside of the realms of gravity, outside of the laws that have been limiting for you. These technologies will now be surfacing in this new paradigm. For since the blood moon, you have shifted into a new paradigm. It was not the big wave of love and light that would cause that dramatic shift that was originally planned. Nevertheless, now you are experiencing new supportive energies. The beings that served the dark have lost their grip and can no longer place these limitations upon you. For the light continues to grow brighter and stronger, and love continues to be the power that is now taking over. And so these technologies that will allow you free, clean water, clean food, clean air, will now be able to come into your physical reality. For many of them have already been planned out and worked on, but were not allowed to be made public. as they would have been shut down. The time is very different now, dear ones. The time that you have longed for, the time of freedom, the time of joy, the time to experience your heaven on earth. It is now here, with more of these energies arriving each day. And so you will begin to see more and more of these technologies in your everyday existence. A beautiful example that this channel is aware of is from the Keshe Foundation, where the plasma technologies will assist in growing food and providing free energies and much, much more. This is but one example of the many technologies that will be coming to the surface and you will be experiencing in your everyday life. You have long awaited this time, dear ones. It is now here for your enjoyment and exploration.
Does consciously dematerializing and ascending to a different dimension allow for conscious re-materialization and return later as the individual chooses?
Yes, dear ones. This conversation is a bit different than the one we had before, as you are now each on your individual timelines. There is a different desire to be a part of this planet, as the energies here are new and fresh and more supportive. And so now as you reach your ascension, specifically the dematerialization part of your ascension, you will then have the option to move in and out between physical form. Some of you will choose to experience this for quite a bit of time, and some souls are quite eager to continue to move into higher and higher dimensions. And this part is individual and based on each soul. But now all will have the opportunity to come in and out of physical form. You must understand, dear ones, in order to reach this point, that much inner work is required. Much focus and discipline is required. For this is not a gift given, so to speak. Rather, this is something that you earn on a soul level and with your inner work that you are doing in this paradigm. And so if you see one who has accomplished these feats, it is because in this lifetime and other lifetimes, they have been focused on this path. And it is not for one to judge another. Rather, it is to be celebrated, for as one accomplishes these levels of ascension, they are paving the path for others. They are building the bridge for others. And so I invite you, dear ones, to stay away from comparing yourself to another or from judging yourself, because these kinds of vibrations lower your frequencies. It is important to celebrate each one wherever they are on their journey.
Will there be more interaction with our galactic brothers and sisters?
Yes, dear ones. As this one being who photographed these images that resemble hieroglyphs, you are already receiving much communication, and this communication will become more and more obvious to you. Indeed, some of you are capturing images of spaceships. Some of you are capturing images of orbs and other light beings. And this will happen more and more. And some of you will begin to be able to see your star brothers and sisters with your physical eyes, not just your third eyes. Your star brothers and sisters are very much in participation of what is now unfolding on your planet. And rest assured that only those that are serving the highest and best good will be allowed this participation. As of now, there are still some that are not in service of the highest and best, that are attempting communication and attempting to manipulate energies. However, this will not last long, as the frequencies of each being and the frequencies of your planet will not support this kind of behavior.
Will total free will be restored in this timeline?
Yes, dear ones. You are beginning to experience a lightening, a feeling of being able to breathe deeper, feelings of more freedom and feeling lighter. These are all signs that you are getting back to that state of having total free will, without the limitations of polarity and the hologram. Yes, dear ones, this will take some time, as there is still much cleanup and repair to do with Gaia, as the frequencies are continuing to elevate. For they will continue to raise in vibration on this planet. But for now, there is still much work to do before your total free will is experienced. However, you are beginning to experience bits and pieces of this.
How will politics be affected in this timeline by the increase in frequency?
Dear ones, it is much like what I described in other conversations when we were talking about the big wave of love and light that was to come in. Although in this timeline it will take a bit more time. But what you will experience is that those dark forces, those lower vibrational beings, will not be able to sustain themselves in this paradigm. And so you will see more positivity. You will see less politics and more cooperation. Again, this will take some time. And when I say some time, specifically, I'm speaking about periods of time, 10 years, 20 years, depending on how all unfolds and how each soul chooses to awaken and support the higher frequencies. And so please be patient, as this timeline could be shorter. However, it is not always the best to give certain amounts of time, as expectations are then built, and if it is not fulfilled, then much disappointment is felt. And this is not the purpose here. The purpose is to understand that things are indeed shifting, and there is hope, even in the political arena.
Is there updated information about the monetary reform?
Yes, dear ones. Much is now rapidly moving forward, as the lower vibrational beings are no longer able to assert their control. It is now much more safe for light workers to receive their divine inheritance. It is now much more safe for countries to revalue their currencies so that their people can experience freedom and abundance. And so you will see in the next few months a great push and a great release of funds to the light workers. And you will see much relief in what you would call third world countries as the balance begins to unfold.
What additional significant changes will humanity experience in the next few months?
Dear ones, in the next few months it will be more awareness. It won't be as much physical experience as will come later, but first must be the awareness. And so more and more souls will begin to awaken and begin to become more aware of being in each moment. They will begin to become more aware of nature. They will begin to feel more love and lightness in their lives. They will begin to heal or release relationships depending on what their soul path is. They will begin to feel more peace. And after this period of awareness, then you will begin to experience what we conversed about earlier with the technologies being in your physical experience. You will begin to have more of the physical experiences that you have been dreaming of. You will begin to see cleaner food. You will begin to have access to cleaner water. But first must come this awareness, as many more souls are awakening each day. This must occur before you begin to experience things in your physical reality in larger scale. Yes, some of you are already experiencing in your physical reality. This is because you are at the proper vibration. But some of you must wait a bit of time as you develop your awarenesses and develop your mastery of your inner being, developing your mastery of your thought forms and your emotional bodies. And so there is much work to be done before many experience in the physical reality what we have all longed for such a long amount of time.
Why are some feeling the energies of the waves of love and light and others are not?
Dear ones, at this time, indeed, all are feeling the energies. Some are just not aware that they are feeling these energies. And so each being is being affected by these waves of love and light that are coming to your planet. They have just not opened their awareness yet at this time. Those that are feeling the frequencies, it is because they are deep feelers, or it is because they have chosen to awaken to this feeling at this time.
Are the waves of love and light affecting how physics operate or are navigated on Gaia?
Dear ones, we are just at the beginning, scratching the surface, so to speak, of this experience. But you will see in the coming years and decades that the laws under which you have been operating no longer have the same effect, no longer have the same power, if you will. And so yes, the laws of physics you will see and experience that they will be changing. Again, this will take a bit of time. But there are technologies already coming to the surface that are disproving laws that you have been experiencing up until now.
Max had a dream that the hierarchy took 130 years outside of time to make the decision to change the timeline. Is there clarity to this dream?
Yes, dear ones. What Max experienced in this dream was an understanding of how this decision was made to change the timeline of the wave of love and light coming to your planet. For while it may have seemed to you like a sudden shift or a short amount of time, in reality, much time and consideration was taken before the timeline was changed. For this kind of decision has a great impact. It is not a decision that we took lightly. It was not a decision that was made in an instant. It was a decision that was very carefully considered. All the options were weighed. all variables were considered. For we are always in service to the highest good. We, meaning myself and the hierarchy. We are always in service to the highest benefit for each soul. And so, while 130 years is an arbitrary number, it represents the fact that much time and consideration was taken before the timelines were changed. I would like to also share with you, we have spoken about this decision being changed, that myself and the hierarchy and light beings were the ones who changed the timeline. However, there is an element that we did not share previously, and that is that each being and each soul was consulted as well. So it was not that we made this decision for you. Your soul was consulted in this matter as well, and the majority of souls agreed that it would be for their highest and best good to change the timeline, to give them an opportunity to develop more mastery on the earth plane. I hope that this brings more clarity and understanding to how such decisions are made. It was not taken lightly, dear ones. There was much consideration that went into the changing of the timeline.
Is Gaia becoming a fifth dimensional Earth as the frequency raises, or is she still becoming a star?
Dear ones, the current timeline that we are in, Gaia is still becoming a star. However, she has postponed that timeline to support your soul growth, so that your souls could continue to experience the earth plane. And so now that timeline is very far away for her, if you are thinking in terms of linear time. Yes, in many ways, the frequency of Gaia is already in the fifth dimension. We are simply waiting for more souls to awaken and to be in fifth dimensional consciousness. Please understand that there are also beings in higher consciousness that are staying in human form on Gaia. And so we have beings who are operating, or at least in touch with, sixth, seventh, and eighth dimensional frequencies. And we have beings who have soul aspects in touch with and in contact with ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th dimensional frequencies and beyond. Remembering that your soul has aspects in many dimensions. And so while your awareness is mostly in this physical dimension, many of you are also integrating frequencies of your soul aspects that are aware of other dimensions. And this is now much smoother, much more easy for you to do, as the energies are now much more supportive. And you will find that you will be shifting your awareness from this physical experience to other dimensions connected with your soul aspects. For many of you are serving as bridges. Many of you are serving to bring heaven to earth. And so you will begin to experience more of your soul aspects that are in higher dimensional frequencies. It is an exciting time indeed, dear ones.
Will All beings on this planet transfer to the new DNA Earth or other dimensions before Gaia becomes a star.
This now has yet to be determined, as so much has changed and shifted. Yes, the new DNA Earth is still in existence and has agreed to be a waiting, or to be in waiting, so to speak, to see if she is needed. However, depending upon how souls awaken and the timelines in which they choose this, the new DNA Earth may or may not be needed, as heaven is now being created on Gaia, and as those ascend, as the frequencies are raised, they may then go into different dimensions instead of needing a new DNA Earth. This is all part of free will and the ongoing experiment, so to speak. What will each being create? What will the collective co-create? This is yet unknown, as you are each part of this creation. And so we will see what unfolds, dear ones.
Will the energies of Gaia eventually support teleportation, telekinesis, etc. without the use of external tools?
Dear ones, as these new technologies that we spoke of come into your physical experience, and as you gain mastery, you will eventually be able to do this without the use of external assistance. And so whether you are on Gaia or in another dimension, what is important for you to understand is that eventually you will be able to do these things you dreamed of without assistance of these technologies that we have spoken of. Some will experience this on Gaia, and some will experience this other places.
Is there anything else Prime Creator would like to share with those watching this video?
Yes, dear ones. I invite you in this moment to tune in with your hearts and with your souls, and to now feel the energies that are coming to you through this video. For I wish to offer you much hope about your future and about your present moments. Much is shifting quite rapidly, and I am grateful to the Lightworkers for their service, for each of you has been holding the energies for quite some time in very significant ways, and now your hard work is paying off, dear ones. I wish for you to know that now is the time. You have been longing for this time for so long. For many, many lifetimes, you have been creating what is now occurring. And so breathe in the hope. Breathe in the hope through your breath, through your hearts. Breathe it in through your third eye, through your crown chakra. Breathe in hope through your solar plexus, through your root chakra. Breathe in the knowing that now is your time. Breathe this in through your entire being. You get to choose how much you would now like to receive. And if you feel overwhelmed by these energies of love and light, please ask for assistance to integrate these energies. For your teams of light beings are standing by, waiting for you to request their assistance. Thank you, beloveds, for your service. I love each and every one of you. I am always with you. Thank you. Wow, that was beautiful. I'm excited about these unfolding times. I'm excited about the times we're in and what is about to unfold for us. Keep holding the light with me. Thank you.